If you're still losing money in the market, the chances are you're probably making one of these few mistakes. Now, a lot of people talk about these mistakes, but they don't show you the difference between taking those bad trades versus what to look for on those high probability setups. So in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to cover. I see traders making these mistakes over and over and over again. Now, what are these mistakes, right? One is not following a plan, not having certain rules or respecting your rules, going into trades with higher position size right after having continuous losses, and then not respecting your stop loss. This is something almost every single trader at one point in their trading journey experiences, and it's very hard to overcome because when you have high confidence and no trading plan or no rules to help you protect yourself, it's going to cost you a lot in the market. So today I'm going to show you two of the trades that I've taken in the past. One trade which I didn't follow my trade plans. I pretty much FOMO'd into, chased the trades, broke my rules, and so on. The second trade I'm going to show you is, which was pre-planned. I was looking for certain confirmations, and as I got those confirmations, I took that trade and it generated me almost 60%. So let's break those trades down. All right, so this is one of the SPX trades that I took back in October, and my position size in this trade was around 25,800. So what I was looking to do in this trade was take a short position and pretty much expect a downside continuation, which you guys can see it did happen. But there's certain rules that I have in place for myself when I'm trading SPX. It helps me avoid taking riskier trades. So one of those rules is whenever I see price action at the open, a lot of wicks, lack of volume, lack of consistent volume, I avoid taking the range setups until we break out of that range and volume increases. So in this particular trade, my biggest mistake was I did not wait for the candle to close into this range, which had already faked us out earlier on in the day. Now, typically when I see this type of price action, my confirmation to take the trade is price to close into that with volume getting very, very aggressive, right? Remember, there's two confirmations. You need the candle to close and you need the volume to be at a certain level. In this particular case, we did not have the price closing into that range, but we got that reversal very, very aggressively. So I did see that on the tape. I did see the reversal. I did see the buyers getting more aggressive. I saw them pushing the stock right back above 59.35, but at this point, it was already too late. So my entry point was around $8.60. My stop loss was around $7.20. Usually I give myself 15% on SPX for my stop loss. If market is more volatile, typically it's 20%. For it to hit 33% on 0DTE, this typically happens towards the end of the day. And at that time, I've sized down because I don't want to take on extra exposure in terms of the risk. But in this particular trade, because I did not wait for the confirmation, I chased the trade as it was breaking low of the day. Premiums were overpriced. They were at $8.60. And on the pullback, they absolutely got destroyed because of that theta and IB crush. Now, as we pushed back, going into this, my stop was 58.35. And you guys can see we pulled back very aggressively, and then we went all the way back to 58.38. Now, what could I have done to make this trade work out? If you guys look a little bit later on, maybe 30 minutes later, that trade plays out perfectly, right? We wait for that candle to close. We would have set up our stop loss above 58.35, and this would have went from $8 to 30 to 40% return. But rather than being green or profitable on this trade, I ended up being red because I did not wait for the confirmation. I did not have a trading plan, and I pretty much had a bigger position size than I should have. Knowing very well that we have very choppy price action so far, there's no reason for me to size up. These are the days where you want to play defensive as a trader and you want to size down. Let's go over one of the trades that I took that actually worked out, and I'll break down my trading plan, why I took it, and what confirmations pushed me into taking that trade. All right, so this trade that you guys see in front of you, this net me almost 61% return. All right, my position size was around 54,000. I was already green on the week. My position size was much larger that particular day because I had a cushion. Now, the confirmations that I had this particular day on this trade, one was the gap. SPX and SPY both had a gap roughly around 59.40, 59.30 level, all the way down to roughly around 58.80. Right, roughly around there was the gap. Now at the open, you guys see we see a pullback around 940. Right, this is giving us the opening range break setup, and on that next candle we see a pullback. This gives us the confirmation to see if there's buyers are in control or if the sellers are in control. So at this point, you see as we coming back to 59.80, we start to see that rejection coming in. We see that push on the downside. This is where I jump in, giving myself a stop of 59.80 because this is the rejection I see where there's a lot of sellers sitting that are keeping that level as a strong resistance. As we start to push down, this is where I start scaling out the first time. And as we make a new low, my second scale out, third scale out, and then the fourth scale out is where I had my stop around 59.50. We close right a little bit above that. I take the exit, take my profits, and I walk away. Couple of confirmations besides just the gap fill. One, on the pullback, you see how the volume pretty much slows down. And then as we're continuing to sell off, we have a buildup of volume. So this gives us the confirmation to stay into that trade. And one other major thing that I look at during the day is something called gamma exposure. So gamma exposure, it shows me where majority of the market makers are positioned. So when we see a big break outside of that level, we typically see a continuation. So that on SPY was roughly around 595. Now, besides this trade, right, you see at the end of the day, we did continue to fill that gap. Right, we're coming back down, and as we're coming down, we had that increase of volume, and this is where we had that gap fill, and this is where I mentioned that gamma exposure, and a lot of people in the Discord kind of took that trade with me on the second time when we had that downside sell-off. Now, this was a prime example of a good trade versus a bad trade. When you don't have a plan, when you're not respecting your stop loss or following your rules, you're going to end up giving back to the market very, very easily, right? And there are times where the trade will work out in your favor eventually, and as traders, you don't want to take that type of risk. It's much better to take the trade that has high probability, has confirmation, you have a trading plan supporting that trade setup. If you guys like this video, comment below what other topics I should cover, and I'll see you guys in the next video.